We call the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting for Tuesday, January the 13th to order. We will open the meeting with prayer by Chaplain Johnny Bird from Legacy Church. Sir, if you're able, I'd ask that you please rise for the prayer, remain standing if able for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Johnny Bird.
Father, we thank you for the awesome opportunity to gather in this room that's dedicated to doing the business of the city. Lord, I pray you bless the men and women who are making these decisions, God, that you would give them a grace to hear what the citizens want and what you want for our city. God, I thank you that your grace is upon all these men and women who make these choices. Lord, I pray you're with every city official as we look forward to what Bartlett has in the future. Lord, thank you for a city that cares about what's happening next in our community. God, give us a grace to be thankful. And Lord, bless these men as they have one ear toward heaven and one ear toward the citizens of this great city. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please excuse us tonight. We're having a little difficulty periodically with our internet connection, so if it all goes haywire, hang on, it'll come back. But so hopefully that won't happen. I'll ask Madam Clerk to read the future meetings into the record, please.
Bartlett Arts Council, January 20th at 6 p.m. Bartlett Performing Arts and Conference Center Advisory Board, January 20th at 6 p.m. Design Review Commission, January 20th at 6 p.m. Bartlett Library Advisory Board, January 22nd at 6 p.m. Historic Preservation Commission, January 26th at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This time we'll recognize any scouts if present, and don't see no scouts present, so we will move to the official business of the day. The first item under official business of the day is approval of the minutes. Madam Clerk, will you read item number 1 under approval of minutes?
Minutes of the December 9th, 2025 Board of Mayor and Aldermen regular meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
Been properly motioned, been properly second. Madam Clerk, please present the roll before the board. Minutes are approved, unanimous, 6-0. And now we move to the public hearing. Individuals will have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak either for or against the item, with a total of 20 minutes for each side. Madam Clerk, we read item number 1 to the record, please.
Ordinance 25-09, an ordinance to rezone from the RS-18 single-family residential to RS-15 single-family residential partial B 014800901.
Those wishing to speak in favor of ordinance 25-09, please come to the podium at this time. Seeing no one come forward wish to speak in favor, I'd ask those. Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
To speak on this, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Don't know too much about it, but
please state your name and address.
My name is Mr. Victor Gooden.
Mm-hmm.
And what I know about this is I live, my backyard is facing this area. And one of the concerns I have, and I would hope that somebody would just enlighten me on some of the pitfalls that might occur, is we live right back there, and with the removal of trees, things of that nature, rodents, wildlife, I want to know what's the contingency plan on how to protect the citizens or protect myself who lives right there. Mm-hmm. And also I just want to make sure that this is something that will develop Bartlett. My wife and I, we want to live here for a very long time. So I want to know how this is going to help the city.
Good. Awesome. We want you to live here for a long time too.
All right.
Thank you. We'll address that in just a minute when we get to unfinished business. Anyone else wish to come forward? Seeing no one else wish to come forward and speak in favor, we close that portion of it. Any of those wish to speak in opposition, please come to the podium at this time. Seeing no one come coming forward to speak in opposition. Madam Clerk, before we adjourn the public hearing, have we received any correspondence through the mail or phone call? Okay, good. No correspondence has been received through there. So we will close the public hearing, move to unfinished business. Madam Clerk, will you read item number 1?
Third reading of Ordinance 25-09, an ordinance to rezone from the RS 18 Single Family Residential to RS 15 Single Family Residential, Parcel B 0148000901.
Move we approve.
You have a motion?
Sorry.
Have a motion, a second. We'll move to discussion. And so I would ask that, just in light to try to answer Mr. Victor's questions, Ms. Kim, will you kind of summarize some of the concerns in the process and them, or engineer? I'll let John answer that, but maybe you want to talk through about what we're doing tonight and what this pertains to, how this move tonight will affect some of the neighbors.
Ordinance 25-09 is an ordinance to rezone 21.85 acres of land from residential single family 18 to residential single family, which is RS 15. The property is located on the north side of Old Brownsville Road, just west of the intersections of Ellendale Road and Old Brownsville. The applicant wants to develop 65 lots to build single-family homes. The property is partly encumbered by a stream, and therefore that is the reason for the rezoning, to reduce or to allow an additional amount of lots on the property. So the change would be, normally under RS 18 you would get 2 lots per acre, but with RS 15 you get 2.5 lots per acre. Staff has reviewed this application and the plans, and we recommend approval of the rezoning. However, I can answer a portion of the citizen's question. What the contingency is so far that I'm aware of is, of course, to take care of the grading and drainage and to protect that stream, because under the state we do have to protect that stream. As far as wildlife, perhaps engineering could answer that question.
Will this rezoning, at the end result, will it mimic housing around the area?
Yes, the lots will be in similar size to the surrounding subdivisions, such as King's Crossing Plan Development, Stonecrest Plan Development, and what the Wells Gate subdivision.
Mm-hmm. So that the stream that is encumbering that property, that takes about how much of that total property offline, not to be built?
Almost a third of the property will be taken away for development.
That will remain green space?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions that the board may have for Ms. Taylor? If none, John? Thank you, Ms. Taylor. John Horn, our Director of Engineering.
So for the, excuse me, forgive my laryngitis. So for the proposed site that's been submitted, as Kim was saying, there is Rainer Creek borders a portion of this proposed development, and because of our own stormwater ordinance and TDEC, there will be a stormwater buffer that will be honored. So some of the trees along the creek will have to remain where they are. Now in the proposed site plan, some of the lots that will back up to existing lots, some of those trees will be allowed to be taken down in order for new lots to be developed. So it may be, it is true that some of the people that are seeing trees on the other side of their property line, some of those trees will be taken down in favor of additional lots for this development.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Horn. Sir, if you get any more additional questions, if you just speak to John after the meeting. Okay. So at this time, we're still in discussions. We've been motioned, been second. Is any discussion among the board on this? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 25-09 passes 6-0. We move to the consent agenda. We have 6 items on there. Any member of the board can remove any one item for separate discussion. Is there any desire for any of the board members to remove any item? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you read the 6 items under consent agenda into the record for us?
Item 1, special event for Memphis Runners Track Club Winter Off-Road Series 8K Trail Race. Item 2, special event for Shan Criswell St. Valentine's Day 5K, 10K Run. Item 3, purchase of Ford Maverick all-wheel drive Crew Cab XLT. Item 4, facility maintenance fee to the Tennessee Department for Environment and Conservation for fiscal year 2026. Item 5, proposal for inclusive playground at Shadowlawn Park. Item 6, financial report for November 2005.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Been properly motioned and
Second.
been properly motioned to second. There is no discussion on the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please present the roll before the board. It also passes 6-0. See, we now move to new business. Madam Clerk, please read item number 1 under new business.
Resolution 01-26, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 grant fund budget to appropriate $1 million for police equipment funded by the State of Tennessee Office of Criminal Justice Programs.
An explanation from the city. I ask Mr. Dick Phoebus, Director of Finance.
This grant comes to us from the Tennessee Office of Criminal Justice Programs. It is a $1 million grant to be expended on the items listed in the resolution, police vehicles and other equipment for criminal justice. And I ask that you approve this.
There was motion. I'm sorry, was there a second? Been properly motioned, second. Any discussion? Any questions from any of the board members? Hearing none. So thank you, Mr. Phoebus. Madam Clerk. This also passes 6-0. From time to time, we do get questions from some of those items. Can you kind of just so the public will know some of those items that we'll be purchasing with that money, Dick?
I'd have to defer to...
Call Chief Cox down.
A number of vehicles and some...
Yes, I understand. We're not looking for paint colors, make, and model, but if you could just kind of...
Okay. I tried to get out. Now, you know, if you remember a couple years ago, we came and there was a VCIF grant given to you by the state of Tennessee and the governor's office. He allotted another $75 million. We were able to get $1 million of that here in the city of Bartlett. And it's just to enhance law enforcement. We're going to enhance our technology. We're going to enhance some vehicles to fight violent crime and deter violent crime. It's really, you'll see those purchases as they come, but it's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing to enhance the abilities, especially when it comes to technology, when it comes to computers, drones, those type of things, and those will come before the board at a different time. So we're getting all that together right now, getting bids out, and we're excited about it. It's a good deal for us.
Good. Thank you, Chief Cox. So we can say thank you to the state of Tennessee for providing us another $1 million that we can put toward fighting crime. So we've had a motion, a second, and I think I've asked if there's any discussion. Does nobody has any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please present the roll. I'm sorry, that has. I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, please read item number 2.
Resolution 02-26, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 general fund budget to recognize $5,000 cash donation and appropriate the funds for the Bartlett Animal Shelter.
Again, we have Dick Phoebus, Director of Finance, for an explanation.
A generous resident of the city of Bartlett has given the animal shelter a $5,000 cash donation, and the animal shelter has indicated that they would need that to increase their medical supplies budget for fiscal year 26.
Second.
Been properly motioned. Second. Madam Clerk, did you catch those? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Any discussion from the board?
I just want to say thank you to that citizen.
Yes, sir. We're very appreciative of those dollars, and they can always be used, and we're open for more cash donations. So, hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk. That resolution 02-26 again passes, and I just want to say thank you to a lot of the citizens. We've been trying to promote a lot of our adoption, and we're doing very well. I think we're at above 90% of the dogs and cats and animals are getting adopted. So we thank you, the people, for paying attention to the social media and adopting those dogs and making good homes for them. So, Madam Clerk, I ask that you read item number 3, Resolution 03-26 into the record, please.
Resolution 03-26, a resolution to approve the development agreement for the Public Safety and Green Space Preservation Economic Impact Plan.
Been properly motioned and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk, please present the roll. Motion passes 5-1. We kind of ran past you with our attorney from the IDB board. Is there something you would like to say?
No, but I was happy to answer any questions if any of you have.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read item number 4 into the record, please.
Ordinance 26-01, an ordinance to amend Title 11, Chapter 3 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 307 that prohibits disorderly conduct.
Please remember to, if you vote, to set the public hearing for February the 10th. At this time, I'd ask our city attorney, please give an explanation for ordinance 26-01. Mr. Wheelwright.
Good evening, Mayor, board members. This is an ordinance to adopt essentially the Tennessee state statute that prohibits disorderly conduct. This would add a new section to our municipal offenses title, and it will be positioned as Section 11-307 of the city code. It allows for a municipal charge of disorderly conduct to be prosecuted in the municipal court. It substantially mirrors and duplicates the state statute, as do all of the next 5 ordinances that are on the agenda tonight.
Chair to entertain a motion. Move we approve. Properly motion.
Second.
Properly second. Any discussion for Mr. White while he's at the podium?
We're going to set the public hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So with no questions to be asked, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 26-01 passes 6-0. Madam Clerk, item number 5.
Ordinance 2602, an ordinance to amend Title 11, Chapter 3 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 308 that prohibits public intoxication.
Mr. White, and please remember to set the public hearing for this ordinance also. Mr. White, you're recognized.
This is an ordinance to add essentially the state criminal offense of public intoxication to our municipal code. It will go in Title 11 municipal offenses. In the Chapter 3, it will be Section 11-308. And again, it provides for the prosecution in the municipal court of a municipal offense for public intoxication and would be punishable by a civil fine not in excess of $50.
Thank you. If we get a motion in a second, we'll move to discussion.
Move to approve, set public hearing February 2nd.
Properly motion, discussion. Alderman King, you recognized for the question? No. Okay, good. Was there any discussion amongst the board? Thank you. Madam Clerk. Ordinance 26-02 passes 6-0. Madam Clerk, please read item number 6.
Ordinance 26-03, an ordinance to amend Title 11, Chapter 3 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 309 that prohibits obstructing a highway or other passageway.
This item also sets a public hearing on February the 10th. Mr. White.
This is an ordinance to add a municipal offense for prohibiting obstructing a highway or other passageway. This ordinance takes and substantially duplicates portions of Tennessee Code Annotated 39-17-307. It incorporates a couple of the subsections in there. The prohibitions that it incorporates are Class C misdemeanors. And again, this ordinance, like the two before it, provides for a municipal offense that can be prosecuted completely in the municipal court, and provides for a civil fine not in excess of $50 for a violation.
Thank you, Mr. White. Been properly motioned by Alderman Griffin and second by Alderman Reeves. Any discussion? Alderman Quinn, you're recognized.
Just real quick. So if, we all understand what this is regarding, but just say there's something going on and the highway patrol is here also, and if they arrest a person for the state charges, they don't get the Bartlett charges on top of that, do they? Because it's whoever the arresting agency is.
Right. The arresting agency in the citation or the summons would identify what the charge is. And so if, in your example, the highway patrol marked a violation of the state law, then it would be prosecuted as a violation of state law.
Okay. But we wouldn't have to prosecute it behind that or anything?
No, it wouldn't be prosecuted on top of. Now, there is prosecutorial discretion in certain cases to amend charges. And if the charges were amended to a municipal violation, then in that scenario, the municipal violation could be prosecuted entirely within municipal court, but that would take the place of the state charge. It would not be on top of it.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 26-03 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, item number 7.
Ordinance 26-04, an ordinance to amend Title 15, Chapter 1 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 141 that adopts by reference the provisions of Tennessee Code Annotated 55-10-106, immediate notice of accident.
Mr. White, you're recognized again.
This is an ordinance that incorporates by reference the provisions of Tennessee Code Annotated Section 55-10-106, which is a state statute that requires an individual who is involved in a motor vehicle accident to provide immediate notice to the local police department. This ordinance just incorporates by reference all the provisions of that state statute and essentially requires anyone that's involved to contact the Bartlett Police Department immediately upon being involved in an accident.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Move we approve and set the public hearing for February 10th.
Second.
Been properly motioned to second. And any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 26-04 passes 6-0. And if y'all hadn't figured out by now, we're doing a lot of housekeeping on a lot of the recodifying a lot of these ordinances and getting them up to date. So, Madam Clerk, will you read item number 8 into the record?
Ordinance 26-05, an ordinance to amend Title 15, Chapter 1 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 142 that requires safety chains for trailers.
Mr. White, again, you're recognized.
This is an ordinance that will add a provision, like the immediately preceding ordinance, will add a provision to our motor vehicle title of our Code of Ordinances. This specific ordinance mirrors Section 55-7-114 of the Tennessee Code Annotated, which requires safety chains be attached to trailers that are being hauled. It contains certain exclusions that, again, are set forth in the Tennessee Code Annotated section. Violation of this would subject the violator to a civil fine not in excess of $50 and provides for a violation that can be prosecuted in the Bartlett Municipal Court.
Thank you, Mr. White. Chair to entertain a motion.
Move we approve with set the public hearing February 10th.
Properly motion. Any discussion? If you've never had the safety chains on, had a trailer get loose, you would appreciate the safety chains very much so. So, Madam Clerk, please read item number 9.
Oh, I started the vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please call the vote for ordinance 2605. It also passes 6-0. Now please read item number 9.
Ordinance 26-06, an ordinance to amend Title 15, Chapter 1 of the Bartlett Municipal Code by adding a new Section 143 that prohibits open containers in vehicles.
Mr. White, again, you're recognized.
This is an ordinance that substantially mirrors a large part of Tennessee Code Annotated Section 55-10-416, which is a state criminal statute that prohibits open containers in vehicles. Our ordinance will prohibit all open containers of alcoholic beverages or beers in motor vehicles while they are in operation. This provides for, again, a municipal violation that can be prosecuted in Bartlett Municipal Court, and a violator would be subjected to a civil fine not in excess of $50.
Move to approve and set the hearing for February 10th. Second.
Been properly motioned, seconded. Is any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you.
This passes 6-0. We now move to open discussion. I'd just like to say, sometimes if you're sitting in the audience, you may see not much comments made about some of these items. That didn't always reflect that there's no discussion. A lot of discussion happens between the alderman and the CEO throughout the agenda being printed. So there's been a lot of discussion on all of these items. And when you see that, that doesn't mean it hadn't been discussed thoroughly. So we open up the floor to the board first. Does anybody on the board have anything they wish to say? Alderman Griffin?
Just once again, another shout out to Michael Bollinger, who's done a great job putting together an amazing lineup for this year, but also does a great job promoting the lineup that he puts together with very limited budget. He does a good job of selling the city, and I appreciate the work you do.
You're fixing to see how well he does sell here in a minute. But Alderman King, did you have your hand up? Okay. All right. Anybody else? Seeing no one else, any of the directors? Seeing no directors at this time, I will turn the floor over to Mr. Michael.
I was going to speak tonight, sorry. Would that be right?
Yeah, this is your time.
Yeah, oh, great. I'm ready. I'll give you that $1 later for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Michael Bollinger. I'm the director of the Bartlett Performing Arts Center. And first of all, thank you all for the work you do for the city of Bartlett. And thanks for giving me a few minutes tonight. I just wanted to tell you about the shows we have coming up for the second half of our season. This Friday and Saturday night, we have the Linda Ronstadt Experience. It stars Tristan McIntosh from American Idol. Of course, Linda Ronstadt was the queen of the airwaves, like in the late 80s and going into the 90s. She had 22 Grammy Awards. She got a Tony Award. And this young lady will be singing all of her songs. Well, I don't know. Don't worry about it. She won't sing all the songs. She'll sing some of the songs. And but like Blue Bayou, When Will I Be Loved, You're No Good. She's selling very, very well. Once again, there are 2 performances this Friday and Saturday. The next Saturday is a lady named Wendy Moten. Wendy Moten is a native of Memphis. She went to Overton High School. She went to the university, and then when she got done, she started singing professionally. She's toured all around the North America, South America, and the globe with like Julio Iglesias, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Vince Gill, and so many others. She will be here singing that night, and she was also on season 21 of The Voice. She came in number 2, and she has this huge voice. She's very entertaining. She's actually on a cruise ship right now, not taking a vacation. She's one of the entertainers. Then we have Super Scientific Circus. These guys, years ago, were part of the Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus. Well, there basically isn't something like that anymore. They don't dress like clowns, but they use their circus skills, magic. One is called Mr. Fish. He's a little short, fuzzy guy, got a bunch of fuzzy hair. And the other one's Trent the Mime. And they use, like I said, circus skills and magic, and lots of audience participation to teach kids about science while they're laughing and having a great time. And they will do an arts and education show for about 600 or 700 Bartlett school students the day before. And then on Saturday, the 31st of January, they do a public show for families at 2 p.m. at BPAC. Then we have Mandy Barnett sings Patsy Cline. About 20 years ago, the original Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman Auditorium, had auditions. They were going to do this show, Always Patsy Cline. They had 350 ladies of all ages, well, not little bitty ones, but show up for this role. She got cast. She sung the Patsy Cline role 500 times in the last 20 years. She was asked to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry. She's also entertained at the Grand Ole Opry about 300 times. I purposely ask her not to dress as Patsy Cline because we know Patsy Cline's not alive, and she died in a plane crash. And and she was actually very thankful of that. But when you go to see the show, if you close your eyes, it's just like Patsy Cline. I did ask her to bring a steel guitar with her because that era of music, the late 50s, early 60s, all the country songs had a steel guitar. And at any rate, she is just about sold out. She's going to be exceptional. Then after that, we have another arts and education show called Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. It's based on a series of books called The Pigeon Books. It's a very entertaining show. Once again, they'll have about 600 or 700 Bartlett school students will be entertained and learn from the show the day before, and then we do a public show on Saturday. Next is Carleen Carter. Carleen Carter is kind of country royalty. Her grandma was Maybelle Carter of the Carter family. They're credited with helping start country music back in the 1920s and 30s. And then her mom was June Carter Cash, and her stepdad was Johnny Cash. And so she's going to be there in person for a show. Next, we have the Bartlett Community Concert Band for their spring concert. We've had this partnership with them for many, many years. If you haven't seen them, you got to come. They are just great. They have 60 or 65 musicians in the band, and it's all different kinds of music every time they come and perform for us. Plus the ticket's like $10, so you can't beat that, you know. Next is a guy named Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen is a stand-up comedian. You know, the last couple of years I brought in Henry Cho, and he sold out all 3 times I brought him in. Well, we didn't want to bring him back this year, but if I did, I bet we were sold out. But so this is a guy named Jeff Allen. He calls his kind of humor dry bar humor. That means not only does he not drink when he's performing, he doesn't cuss either. And he is also just about sold out. There's like 30 tickets left. So if you want to go and have a good time, come and see that. Our spring youth theater musical is The Music Man. And then our final show in the 25-26 season is the Phil Collins Experience. This guy, he is from Britain, and so is Phil Collins. He plays drums. He is a great singer, just like Phil Collins. He happens to look like Phil Collins. He makes a point of not saying, "Hello, I'm Phil Collins." He doesn't do that. But once again, if you close your eyes, he'll be singing all of Phil Collins' hits from his time with Genesis and when he went out on his own. He has a 6-piece band that travels with him. He has 2 performances, and he'll probably come close to selling out. We have 2 Music by the Lake concerts this June. We've moved them both to June. It just seems to like to rain in May, so hopefully we'll have better time with that. I mentioned a couple times arts and education. When I got here, we started this partnership with the Bartlett Public School System where they will bus school students to BPAC, and for free, they get to see whatever the show is, Super Scientific Circus or whatever. And not only, it does 3 things. First, it's their first experience going to a live theater, and how you should behave and all other kind of stuff like that. Second, they're entertained. But third, every show that we bring in, like Super Scientific Circus, is teaching them something about whatever the subject is, science. A few years ago, I brought them to a theater that I ran in Virginia, and on the way out, these 6th grade boys were talking, and that's a hard grade to entertain, 6th graders. And on the way out, on the way in, they were like, oh, this is so stupid going to this. And on the way out, the same kids that were saying this is so stupid, on the way out, I just stand there to hear what they say. This one boy said to the other boy, man, that was cool. I wish it wasn't over. But before he went to see it, it was stupid, We are also starting a new partnership, and it is a new arts and education kind of thing, and it's a partnership with the Orpheum. And Steve helped hook me up with them, and they're going to come here maybe 3 or 4 times this spring. I think the first one's in February. They'll come in with a team of 4. But it's much smaller. There's only 35 kids that are brought, not 350. And what they do is they teach the kids in a 3-hour period some big Broadway song, a real upbeat song that young people would like. When I saw them in this past April, to see what they were doing, it was from Hamilton. And there were these 2 young boys from Arkansas, very rural Arkansas, and they weren't too jazzed about how to learn music and dance is stupid, And what was funny was, their baseball hats and everything, what was funny was when the thing was over, the one kid that was the most vocal about it was stupid. He was like, man, did you see me doing that? That was great. And what it does is it teaches them about music, it teaches them about theater, it teaches them about teamwork. I'd say the biggest thing is it gives them confidence. They come with a team of 4 teacher directors, and they divide the groups in half. Half of them go back in our studio and learn the song. Half of them stay on stage, and the choreographer shows them the moves. Then we take a little snack break. Then they switch with the other half go into the other room, learning the music, and the other half learning the dance. And they end it with performing for whoever's there, but mainly for each other. And it really was inspiring watching them down at the Holleran Center, what it did for their confidence. So I have a feeling, this is the first year, but I have a feeling that program's going to grow and continue to be at BPAC. So that's it. If you haven't been there ever, please come. If you haven't been there for a while, please come. You'll have a great time. And once again, thank you for the time. And thank you for supporting BPAC. Have a great day, guys. Thank you very much.
If you have further questions, he'll be around afterwards for you to ask. Thank you, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Clerk, have we received any? So will you mind reading the back half of the open discussion part?
If a citizen has completed the open discussion citizens forum prior to the start of the meeting, they may come forward and state their name and address for the record. The citizen will have up to 3 minutes, at which time a buzzer will sound and they must sit down. The total time limit for open discussion period is 20 minutes. We had 2 to submit forms, and the first is Marva Malone.
Ms. Malone, even though she did say your name, please state it for the record, please.
My name is Marva Jackson Malone. I live at 6819 Old Brownsville Road, Bartlett, Tennessee. My zip is 38002.
Thank
which
you.
sounds like Arlington. Okay. I just want to tell you guys, thank you very much. As the mayor has said, I'm the mayor of Old Brownsville Road. But most of the people, they're saying thank you for what you've done. So far, we've had one person to go, I guess they decided to try to use our street as a raceway. And one gentleman, he had to jump into our yard to get away from him. And I want to thank the police department for whatever they did. That person never came back. The only thing our people are looking for is sidewalks. But we thank you for everything else, especially cleaning up the connector road. Every once in a while, someone do come and dump a whole bunch of trash, and then y'all come and pick it up. Do thank you for that.
Hopefully that barricade we put up is working.
Yes.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Victor Gooden?
You good, Mr. Victor? Okay, all right. All right. Is that it, Madam
Yes,
Clerk?
sir.
That's not it. So, if there's no further business to been properly motioned and seconded by Vice Mayor Young, meeting adjourned.